We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello students, today we will discuss about the drugs acting on gastrointestinal system. It is the topic involved in pharmaceutical inorganic chemistry syllabus. The gastrointestinal tract includes the mouth, stomach, small intestine that includes duodenum, jejunum and ileum, large intestine, rectum, anus and its accompanying exocrine glands. Drugs affecting the GI system are used in the treatment of gastric acidity, peptic ulcers, and gastroesophageal reflux disease, bowel motility disorders. So, before going to the drugs which acts on the gastrointestinal system, let's first see about the gastric acid production. It is secreted from parietal cells when stimulated by vagus nerve, histamine, and gastrin. Carbon dioxide and water react inside parietal cell under the influence of carbonic anhydride to form bicarbonate and H plus proton. Proton ion is then pumped into the lumen of the stomach by H plus K plus ATPase pump. Chloride ion is also secreted from parietal cells into the lumen by simple diffusion. Then this H plus and chloride ion and water combine together in the lumen to form hydrochloric acid. The carboanion produced is secreted into bloodstream. So, what are the antacids? Antacids are weak alkaline compounds used to neutralize hydrochloric acid in the stomach. So, whenever there is an overproduction of acid in the stomach, antacids are generally used to reduce the pH of the gastric acid juice. Symptoms of hyperacidity: when excess amount of hydrochloric acid is secreted by stomach to kill the harmful organism, aid digestion and activate digestive enzymes. Excess secretion of acid into stomach or impaired resistance by the lining of stomach or reflux into the esophagus may produce symptoms. Hyperacidity causes gastric reflux, gastritis, upset stomach, and heartburn. So, what is the ideal preparation that is called an antacid? The antacid should not be absorbable or cause systemic alkalosis. It should not be a laxative or causes constipation. It should exert its effect rapidly and over a long period of time, and it should bufferize in the pH range of 4 to 6. The reaction of antacid with gastric acid HCl should not cause a large evolution of gas. The antacid should probably inhibit pepsin. So these are about the antacid and how we can categorize these antacids. It is based on chemical nature of antacid properties. So this is the question which is most frequently asked in G2 examination. So what are the absorbable antacids and non-absorbable antacids? On the basis of that, we will produce the illustration with some examples. So absorbable antacids show the most rapid onset of action and provide faster relief of symptoms. However, they may cause an acid rebound. Absorbable antacids inappropriate for patients afflicted with hypertension or kidney failure. Non-absorbable antacids, though less prone to cause a rebound effect. Moreover, as these antacids are more potent and effective in a semi-liquid or liquid form than in the capsule or tablet, that is oral dosage form. The usually high presence of aluminum and magnesium hydroxide in non-absorbable antacids can be effectively used to prevent significant stress, ulcer, bleeding in post-operative patients, or those with severe burns. Examples for absorbable antacids are sodium bicarbonate. The synonym for this is a baking soda. Magnesium oxide, that can also be regarded as magnesia, magnesium carbonates, and many more. Example for non-absorbable antacids are aluminum phosphate, aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, magnesium silicate, and aluminum magnesium combination. Antacid can also be categorized on the basis of pharmacological properties. For example, non-systemic antacids and systemic antacids. Non-systemic antacids are compounds that are not absorbed into systemic circulation, while systemic antacids are absorbed into systemic circulation. Systemic circulation means intravenous administration directly into the vein or the blood circulation of the human body. Non-systemic antacids, their anionic group neutralizes the H plus ions in gastric acid. This releases their cationic group, which combines with HCO3 minus from the pancreas to form an insoluble basic compound that is excreted in feces. Systemic antacids have a cationic group that does not form insoluble basic compounds with HCO3 minus anion. Thus, non-systemic antacids do not produce metabolic alkalosis compared to systemic antacids, in that HCO3 minus can be absorbed producing a metabolic alkalosis. Examples for non-systemic antacids are aluminum hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, and for the systemic antacids, sodium bicarbonate. Non-absorbable antacids have many other favorable properties. They can be absorbed pepsin, resulting in reduced proteolytic activity of gastric acid. They connect lysolecithin and bile acid, which have a damaging effect on gastric mucosa. They possess cytoprotective function through the activation of prostaglandin synthesis, which stimulate the secretion of mucin and bicarbonates that improve microcirculation. They possess ambient function, forming a protective film on the gastric mucosa surface. They are able to bind epithelial growth factor and fix it in a ulcerous defect region effectively, stimulating cell proliferation, angiogenesis, and angiogenesis. Mechanism of antacid. Generally, the main mechanism involved is to neutralize the acid production that is going to take place in the stomach in excess amount. So each antacid has a specific active ingredient. This ingredient, whether metallic or non-metallic, has a different effect on gastric acid. They are similar to when an acid reacts with a hydroxide, a salt, water are produced as in the following equation. These are the examples as we have seen before for absorbable and non-absorbable antacids. And the site of action in the graphical demonstration, as we can see how they act during the absorption of this chemical compound. Side effect of long-term antacid therapy, if we persist the therapy of the antacid preparation for long time, then they rebound the acidity to neutralize the alkali occurs. The absorbed systemic exert alkaline effect on body's buffer system. Sometimes they cause constipation, while others have laxative effect. Sodium containing antacids are problem for patients on sodium restricted diet for hypertension patients. Antacids containing calcium may produce hypercalcemia, which causes kidney stones formation and reduce parathormone production. So, what are the ideal conditions for the combination of antacid therapy? Systemic antacids leads to alkalosis, may worsen edema, congestive heart failure because of the sodium ion load. Thereby, they are not frequently used. Whereas non-systemic antacids are more potent and effective as compared to systemic antacid, but they are insoluble and poorly absorbed systematically. In magnesium salt, magnesium carbonate is most water soluble and reacts with HCl at a slow rate, while magnesium hydroxide has low solubility and has the power to absorb and inactivate pepsin and to protect the aluminum hydroxide is a weak and slow reacting antacid. The aluminum ions relax smooth muscles and cause constipation. Calcium carbonate is a potent antacid with rapid acid neutralizing capacity but no term use, and it can cause hypercalcemia, hypercalciuria, and formation of calcium stone in kidney. Every single compound among antacids has some side effect, especially when used for longer period or used in elderly patients to avoid certain side effects associated with antacids. Combination of antacids are used such as magnesium and aluminum containing preparation. For example, magnesium hydroxide, a fast acting antacid with aluminum hydroxide, which is a slow acting antacid. Magnesium and calcium containing preparation, where one is laxative and later one is a constipating in nature. Indication and principles of clinical use. Generally, antacids are used in gastroesophageal reflux disease. The short name is GERD, GERD, in gastric and duodenal ulcers, acute and chronic gastritis, can be also called as gastroduodenitis, gastropathy caused by non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Antacid interaction with other drugs, that can also be regarded as drug-drug interaction. So antacids that contain calcium, magnesium, and aluminum ions are chelators. They bind a number of drugs such as digoxin, tetracycline, indomethacin, aspirin, cimetidine, ranitidine, famotidine, theophylline, etc. Antacids also reduce the bioavailability of few drugs like barbiturates, sulfonamides, and penicillin. To avoid undesirable interactions, antacids are usually used 2 hours before or after taking any medication. Sodium carbonate, as we already seen, it is an antacid. It can use to neutralize the excess amount of HCl that is secreted in the mucosa of the stomach or the lumen of the stomach, we can say. It is a molecular formula of NaSCO3, molecular mass of 84.01 gram per mole. It is a synonym of baking soda, bread soda, cooking soda, bicarbonate of soda. Generally, in G2 examination, the synonyms are frequently asked for the sodium bicarbonate compound to check the student's knowledge. Properties: appearance, white crystalline powder or granules. Odor, that is odorless. Taste, it has saline taste. Density, It is a density of 1.1 to 1.3 gram per centimeter cube. Melting point, it decomposes to sodium carbonate starting at 50 degrees centigrade. Solubility of water, freely soluble in water. And refractive index, it is a refractive index of 1.583. So these are the descriptive property. We can say the description of the compound. Preparation, it can be prepared through the process or the reaction between the sodium carbonate, carbon dioxide and water. On the industrial scale, it can be obtained by Solvay process. These are the reactions which has to be there for the preparation of sodium bicarbonate. Reaction, it can be readily go for the thermal decomposition above 50 degrees centigrade. Sodium bicarbonate reacts with the acetic acid to produce the sodium acetate. Sodium bicarbonate reacts with bases such as sodium hydroxide to form carbonates. When mercury chloride solution is added to a solution of sodium bicarbonate, a reddish precipitate of mercuric oxide is formed. These are the reactions for the sodium bicarbonate compound. Assay, assay is necessary for any of the chemical compound to measure the actual quantity present in the given analysis. So, the compound should be adequately weighed as per the given procedure and dissolved in 20 ml of water, and the titration should be performed with using 0.5 normal sulfuric acid, methyl orange as an indicator. Uses, it is a systemic antacid and it can also be used as electrolyte replacement therapy. It is used as systemic alkalinizing agent used in the treatment of metabolic acidosis. Bicarbonate of soda can also be useful in removing splinters from the skin. It can be added to local anesthetics to speed up the onset of their effects. It may be used as a buffering agent, and there are several other uses that can be go for the sodium bicarbonate. Side effect of this drug is headache, nausea, and irritability. It also produces a metabolic alkalosis due to the overdoses inside the stomach. Symptoms of alkalosis and alkalosis is confusion, head tremor, lightheadedness, muscle twitching, nausea, vomiting, and prolonged muscle spasms. Aluminium hydroxide gel. It is a molecular formula of ELOH3, molecular mass of 78 gram per mole. It is a synonym of hydrated alumina, orthoaluminic acid, aluminic acid. Properties. These are the properties. Preparation. It can be prepared by hot solution of potassium slowly with constant stirring to a hot solution of sodium carbonate. This is a reaction for the uses. Aluminium salts remain in the stomach for long periods and slowly react with the stomach acid to form aluminium chloride. Aluminium hydroxide may inhibit the action of pepsin and stimulate stomach mucus secretion. Aluminium hydroxide used as gastric antacid. Aluminium hydroxide used in the treatment of gastroesophageal reflux disorder. Ulcer protectives known as sucralfate, which is used as protective sucralfate, is minimally absorbed after oral administration. Aluminium hydroxide side effect. It produces constipation, osteomalacia, decreased absorption of some drugs, for example tetracycline and antibiotics. Magnesium hydroxide. It is a molecular formula of MgOH twice, molecular mass of 58.31 gram per mole. It is a property as indicated over here. It is a preparation, that is combining a solution of many magnesium salts with basic water induces precipitation of solid MgO3 twice. This is the reaction. In laboratory preparation, the magnesium carbonate and sodium hydroxide, it can produce magnesium hydroxide and one molecule of sodium carbonate. Uses: it can be used as an antacid and laxative. Most commonly used antacids combine aluminum hydroxide and magnesium hydroxide. The combination decreases the adverse effect of diarrhea and constipation. Milk of magnesia. Generally, the milk of magnesia is a suspension of magnesium hydroxide, and the properties we have already seen previously. This is the end of the lecture. Thank you.